Hello, it's a bright November afternoon, but this morning all the windows of my car were covered in ice and my footpath was just like a skating rink. I had to negotiate my way down the path, being careful not to fall over to get the ice off my car windows. Now I've got elderly relatives, I've also got children and myself, and I started thinking what would happen if one of them fell over, one of them slipped down. So I decided to have a look at grit salt and grit salt bins and get myself prepared. Now I remember last year for 2 weeks my road was virtually impassable. The local authority didn't have the funds or the resources to clear the snow or the ice, and a lot of the people on my street were virtual prisoners for 2 weeks. The conditions were treacherous, people were stumbling around, lots of accidents. In fact, the lady opposite had a very nasty accident. Now I decided to take precautions this year, because for the next 4 months you're going to get ice. It's not a case of if, it's a case of when. And so make sure that nobody falls over. Make sure that the pathways are as clear as they can be. It's a duty of care. So which grit bin did I go for? I'd look at a lot, but I decided on this one. It's stylish, it's just about the right size. It holds 2 cubic feet of grit, or 50 litres, which is about 50 kilograms I believe, of grit rock salt, and it looks nice. It had to be all weather, it had to be resistant, and this is made of UV resistant polyethylene, and it's about 4 millimeters thick, so it's quite thick, and it's suitable for indoor and outdoor storage. I'm going to keep this one in the garage, but even so I went for the one with the clasp and the lock, just for added security, because I'm going to keep my gardening gloves and lots of other things inside this box, not just the grit. I decided to go for this stone colour one. I like the look of it because it's going to be in my home, but if you're doing it on a commercial premises or something like that, you might go for the bright yellow ones or the bright blues, but it's easily identifiable as a grit bin. I like the idea of the grit bin being maintenance free, because if you're storing it outdoors, you want it to be serviceable for years and years, and that's what this one does. The only maintenance really is a wipe with soapy water, just to keep it looking clean. It's not really maintenance, it's more aesthetic. It's also got a smooth surface to the lid, so you can add those stick-on decals saying grit salt or something like that. It's not an unattractive bin, and it's made in the UK, and it's specifically designed for people like me, for the households or housing associations where you've got a communal one, and small businesses. Small businesses I would have thought was a must to keep your drives clear coming up to your offices or your retail places.